So, what the heck? So I always say the best way to do something is to just do it. That being said, I guess this is the return episode. I don't fucking know, but it's about 3:15. It's about my phone's at 21%. So this episode might not be but 15, 20 minutes. I want to do 30. I want to see if I can do 30. But I always say the best way to do something is to just do it. That being said, I'm back, I guess. Now, I'm surprised my damn self as to why I even stopped doing this in the first place. Because so much shit has happened since the last episode. The last episode was almost a year ago. Now, this time around, I guess I could just give y'all a quick update. What's happened in the meantime is, well, we can start with me first. Since the last episode, I've released 3 projects since then. I don't know. I really do not know. Either 3 albums in a mixtape or 2 albums in a mixtape. But yeah, I've released a lot of music in the meantime because that's what I'm doing these days. I'm either working on music or I guess these days gonna come out with new episodes of this. But the only thing is I don't know when. I think I can give y'all an hour a day. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all an hour of this podcast a day. Now, we can talk about new music. Yeah, we can talk about new music. That being said, I'm gonna release an album this year. Just got a notification. My phone is now on 20%. Oh yeah, if you hear a lot of hold up, I think you hear it by now. That's this chair. Now the thing about this chair is I found it by the dumpster. Now I know that's nasty, but I made sure I sprayed it down with bleach, right? Let it soak in the sun. Uh so I sprayed it with bleach, soaked in the sun, and I did all the necessary things I need to do. Now, this setup I got going on, it's a pretty good setup. I have a desk, I have this chair, I have a TV on top of the desk for my PlayStation. That way, if I start getting back on Twitch, which I should do, nope, I'm gonna do today. I gotta stop saying I should do this stuff because I'm going to. I'm going to get my name out there. Shit, gotta blow up somehow. Now, the thing about that is, oh, god damn, I forgot that shit stink. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh yeah, about this setup. Oh yeah, I have a ring light, right? Got this microphone. Pretty good microphone. Had it for about a year now. Now, this microphone, it can do a lot. I don't know, but it can do a lot. I got some headphones, some gaming headphones now to help me stream. I'm really getting all of this stuff together piece by piece. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize I have a wireless charger that I could be charging my phone on, but I'll do that later. For now, this is more like a in, into introductory episode because long time no see. I was talking about music and how I'm going to be releasing an album this year. Now, I'm going to go ahead and release a single. I don't know when it's going to come out, but that stuff usually takes a while to get approved. But if you're hearing this podcast, recording, or whatever, I am now going to release a single. Matter of fact, what's today? Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, the shit, I don't know, 29th? Nope, 13th, I think. Tuesday the 13th. I'm going to be releasing a single soon. And I'm going to release a single soon because I want to keep my audience prepared for the music that's about to come out. Now, my last project was a project called The One I Want. It has 5 songs on it. The cover art was designed by DJ Bugger, aka CD. He's a frequent collaborator of mine. We first collabed on I don't know, but it was Everyday Mood 3. Our first song was a song called Since a Child. And since then, he's basically been on every one of my projects going forth. Well, not the last one, but he usually has something to do with them. He was on the Everyday Mood 3, 4, 5, uh, and I think that's it. I've gotten on a few of his songs, well, a few of his projects. You know, a really stellar artist. Go ahead, check him out because he has a vision, a creative vision, and he's unique too. It's not really that much unique people out here in the world. Now, think about this next album. It's gonna be called Where I've Been, right? And think about this album called Where I've Been because it feels like I'm coming back to music. Because even though I've just released a project back in February, them songs was recorded as late as December or as early as December. So this is my first time working on new music in a while. I think even with this single I'm about to release, that was recorded back in probably early April. So I'm aware that my fans have been starving. And, being who I am, I gotta feed them. I gotta feed them. And so, now that I think about it, is the audio still, well, I think the audio's still good. But, thing about that is, sometimes I don't think it is good because there's no really good audio settings on this app. I'm sorry. And so, seeing as there are no good audio options, I don't even know if this microphone is on. I don't know if it's picking up my voice because I have this microphone, which is connected to these headphones, and all that is connected to my phone. So I really don't know if the phone or the app is picking up the microphone from the headphones or the microphone that I plugged in. Because at least when I record music, I'm able to see what microphone is being used. But I need y'all help. If there's a good app out there that can tell you, a good podcast app that can tell you which microphone you're using when you're recording, I really need to know because I've been trying to get this podcast back going for not even months, almost a year now. And I'm just now able to do it. Probably because out of laziness. But for the most part, mostly because, I don't know, life. I've had a crazy past year. Because in the past year, back when this podcast first started, you know what? I just forgot. Y'all probably expect me to say some ignorant shit by now. Fuck it. The moon landing was real. Ain't nobody else done it. So if we go be the ones that claim that title, we need to be the ones that claim it all the way. That being said, the moon landing was real, and since ain't nobody else do it, we will take credit for it. But yes, it was absolutely real. Um, so what was I doing? back to how it was when this podcast first started. I started this podcast at my aunt's house. Well, I won't even call her an aunt because none of my aunts would do the shit she was doing. She's my grandpa's sister. And she's also a bitch, a real bitch. Now, when I first started this podcast, it was because I basically didn't have shit to do, which is how most of my ideas even come to fruition because I don't have shit to do. I started making music when I was in college because I didn't have shit to do. At my aunt's house, started the podcast because I ain't have shit to do. Some people will sit here and say the idols, the idle mind is the devil's playground. Not true in my case. In my case, if I have an idle mind, I will come up with all sorts of shit. Because one thing I don't like doing is limiting myself creatively. Which means if I think I can do something, of course I'm going to do it. Because it even translates to music. If I think I can sing, I'm going to. If I think I can rap, I'm going to. It don't matter if the beat is hip hop, R&B, EDM, maybe even K-pop, a reggae beat, Latin, Latin. If I feel like I can make a song over this beat, then I am going to do it because I'm not going to limit myself creatively. So as for this podcast, I've always wanted to do a podcast because I got some shit to say. And so why not have a platform? I won't say a platform, but an opportunity to basically say whatever the hell. But my plans and goals for this podcast, hopefully a studio type setup where like I'm on camera, there's like a sign in the background, a neon sign, no LED sign. I'm gonna need all that because I'm going to have to speak this into fruition. No, I'm going to have to manifest this because the things y'all want in life, the things that I want in life, we gotta learn to manifest. I'm sorry. Because y'all do know that if nobody else is counting on you, you have to be the one to count on you. That's why if I say, matter of fact, we can start right now. I'm going to have a better setup than this. I'm going to have a LED sign in the background with my logo on it. Uh, I'm going to drop an album this year, and I'm going to release a single within the next few weeks. See how easy that was? And don't let anybody try to stop you or doubt you like, oh, nah, fuck all that shit. I believe that I can do these things that I'm saying because I am going to do them. I think, therefore I am. Come on now, stay with me. Now, would that even be considered the intro? Well, we got about one more minute till we at the 15-minute mark, so I'll just close it out by saying this now. Okay, so once I drop this single, hopefully I see what DJ Booger is doing because I'm gonna need that beat from him because I don't really want to drop this next project without him being on it. You know, can't break the streak, man. Can't break the streak. So now that I think about it, since Everyday Mood 3 was considered an album, and 4 and 5 are albums, and my last project was a tape that he wasn't on, it's safe to say that every album he has been on. Yes. If you go to my Spotify or my Apple and click mixtapes, albums, the only albums I got are Everyday Mood 3, 4, and 5. Which means this next one, Where I've Been, is going to be an album, and I need DJ Booger, aka CD, on my album. That being said, first topic of today, Boston Rich. Oh my God. So, since I got a lot of time on my hands, I'm going to give y'all an introduction to this dude. Now, I ain't got no notes, no computer, no, none of that shit. I'm doing this off the dome. So, Boston Richey is a rapper from, where is he from? I think he's from Georgia, Florida. I don't know. But he is what people call a trick. I mean, his nickname, his self-proclaimed nickname is literally Mr. Pay for Shit. But these days, it's more like Mr. Take That Dick because he has this, well, now ex-girlfriend. I'm not gonna act like I don't know. I think her name is Tatiana Chanel. Any fucking ways. She recently exposed this dude, and she just got to saying a bunch of stuff because since they've been together, first of all, they got together when she was young. She was either she was 17, I think they said she was. Now, since they've gotten together, he has put his hands on her. He done had her. He cheated on her. He done sent her some money to buy a strap on to use on him. Uh, he had her just with no clothes on in a truck, just free bleeding all over the place from I think Alabama to Florida or Florida to Alabama. It's a bunch of weird shit that realistically only got exposed because she pissed off at him because he dropped a song and she wanted him to take it down. And so she basically said, since you not gonna take the shit down, I'm gonna expose all this shit about you. So yes, all of this shit that has happened to her, we just now finding out about it because he didn't take her song down. You know, it's really hard to actually feel sympathy for a victim. Well, this victim, when you realize she literally put up with all this shit. And I'm sorry, I know y'all go, oh, you victim blaming. But when are we gonna start? Yes, essentially victim blaming these victims that I wouldn't even say knowingly put themselves in these situations because some people don't know what they're getting into. Instead, we can say, why would you willingly stay in this situation? And I'll give you the answer. It's because the average trick nigga only has money. And part of only having money, that being your game, I know y'all hear them air quotes I'm doing, but part of having game is that you can't do shit else but use your money. You can't you can't talk to her ass, you can't all that respect, courtesy, integrity, commitment, all that other bullshit just goes out the window when you dealing with a nigga who can only use money. Matter of fact, I'm going as far as to say if my daughters was out here fucking with a dude who doing all this shit to him just for some money, then at that point it's like I because at this point her mama even knew what the fuck was going on. But I always say a woman is only as smart as her fucking mama. A woman is only as smart as her fucking mama. So if her mama knew this shit was going on and she didn't give a damn, that means he was paying the mama off too. Now, if he paying the mama off too, then hey, I guess everybody in the end got what they wanted. She got her money, the mama got her money, and Boston Richey got a strap-on penis up his ass. So congratulations, Boston Tricky. Fuck. Boston Snitchy. Fuck. Boston Snitchy. God. Boston Richey. Congratulations. You are now a fucking faggot. I'm done talking about this shit. Next topic. Um. Oh, okay. We can call this Charlie Kirk and the memes. Charlie Kirk and the gentrific. We can call this next subs. Fuck. We can call this next segment Charlie Kirk and the gentrification of memes. Now, to understand what the hell I'm about to explain to y'all, we got to go all the way back to 2020. 2020, there was a man named George Floyd from, I think they say Houston, but during the time of this, he was up there in Minneapolis. Well, Minnesota, I think. And long story short, he tried to use well, they said he used a $20 counterfeit bill or some shit. And then I don't know, next thing you know, he's on the ground and he got like 3, 4 cops on him, holding him down, with one of them with his knee on his neck. And he's literally telling the dude he can't breathe. Now that shit happened for over 9 minutes, 10 minutes, because I used to be a correctional officer. And I'm not really the smartest man in the world, but if an inmate was to tell me I can't breathe and I'm trying to restrain him, I'm not gonna let him go entirely, but I'm gonna at least give him some slack. Because if this dude dies, that's on my hands. The officer in question, Derek Chauvin, did not do that shit. He kept it there. And then next thing you know, George Floyd passed away. Now, there were a bunch of riots, protests everywhere when this shit happened. Rightfully so. Now, since then, these it's always white dudes whose humor consists of dark, edgy, racial, stereotypical humor. These fucking dudes have basically used him as they've basically used George Floyd as the low hanging fruit to their comedic ability. Example: most white guys, the only joke they can do these days is something something N word, something something George Floyd, something something black people, and then that's it. They can't make any other joke about any fucking thing because they're typically unfunny. Recent example: Tony Hinchcliffe. This dude, a white comedian, literally made a George Floyd joke in the year 2026 regarding, well, to Kevin Hart, and it's like, it's not funny because of what happened to him. It's unfunny because those kind of jokes are never really funny, because at best the punchline is something, I can't breathe or some shit. It's lame as hell. Now, let's fast forward a little bit to a guy named Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was literally just a podcaster. That's why y'all not gonna see me sit here and just point out an extreme effort to say fuck this dude, because he's not even that important for me to be saying fuck this dude. It's not like he's uh uh, uh, I don't know, a slave master or some shit. He's not like, he's not important to the black community. He died, well, was killed, and nothing good or bad happened to the black community, and that's about it. So all these people who waste their energy constantly talking about him and ha 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 this, I don't get it, because I really don't fucking care about the dude. He didn't mean shit. He only meant shit to the people that clung to his every fucking word. Now, when Charlie Kirk died, it happened in 4K. Like literally in 4K. Because he's one of those people who decided to, oh well, I have a public speaking platform and I'm going to go talk to other people who may or may not agree with me, which is never a good idea because the thing about black people will just, well, black people will probably just whoop your ass or something, or try to shoot at your ass. And if they do that, is you can pretty much see it coming. But white people, oh my God, white people will get anybody out the fucking way if they don't like what's going on, even their own people, because they make it seem like it was some scrawny white guy named Tyler Robinson, I think. It don't fucking matter. The point is, I don't think he did it. Now, anyway, you can probably try to make the argument that I'm trying to vouch for the dude. Nah, I really don't give a fuck. But the point is, I was talking about the jokes. Oh yeah, since then there have been jokes about him too. Because he said shit people didn't like. He said shit about black people didn't like. And so nowadays, responses to these George Floyd memes are something something Charlie Kirk. And it's pointless because first of all, I'm not finna be out here going to war with no fucking MAGA people, Republicans, over fucking Charlie Kirk. I don't give a fuck that much. Y'all go sit here and waste y'all energy on these fucking people who are either stupid or fucking racist, and then that's just it. Y'all will sit here and literally trade memes with these fucking people all day in the hopes to get what? Some kind of gratification, satisfactory boost. But any fucking way, the point being is that white people generally, well, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna say white people are generally racist. Like, I'm convinced at least 70% of white people are racist. And that's probably a generalizing statement. I don't give a fuck. Racism is based in generalization. So why can't I do it? As a matter of fact, yes, black people can be racist. But, matter of fact, yeah, they can be racist because I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on, but I'm a literal person, which means if I say black people can't be racist, I mean that in a literal sense. Racist being a person who doesn't like a particular group, uh, who doesn't like a person based off what race they is, which can apply to any fucking body. Now, I've got about 2 more minutes, so I'll just keep talking about it. What point was I trying to get with this? Oh yeah, George Floyd memes are not really funny. It's not because you can always see the punchline a mile away. And then you got white people that'll be like, oh, well, y'all burned down cities for this man. And so black people had their own cities and y'all burnt that down. Seemingly for no fucking reason. But I remember I made a TikTok about what's his face, Charlie Kirk. I guess people thought I was trying to defend him. Fuck no. I was defending free speech because I truly believe you should be allowed to say whatever the hell you want and nothing should happen to you for it. Because if he was out here committing, wiping people off the face of the earth, then of course he deserved what happened to him. But if I'm to believe all he was doing was saying stupid shit, then of course he doesn't have deserve to have that happen to him. At best, he should just be deplatformed. Like most of the people are that talk just like him. I am a firm believer in the crime should fit the punishment. Well, the punishment should fit the crime. Y'all are just fucking cruel and unusual as people. I don't fucking get it. But to be fair, I lost my train of thought a long ass time ago. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the next subject, which would be Conspiracies. Now, apparently, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to keep this brief. Yeah, I'll give about 5 minutes. So apparently, there were a bunch of scientists, and these scientists, they saying that these people knew that there was a way to get free energy. Now, to basically explain it better, is it better to sell a solution? Well, give out a solution or sell a temporary solution? Basically, the answer to that would be to sell a temporary solution because if you completely eliminate the problem, there isn't any residual money coming in because people are going to be worried about fixing the problem rather than prolonging it. Because am I to believe that cancer is just this uncurable thing, that HIV, AIDS is just so uncurable given the technology we have? Well, and that's just it. The answer to that lies within the question itself. Me and you, the average hardworking American, we don't have access to shit. But the government, they have every fucking thing. All this new technology they keep unveiling to us, the government they have better technology than we will ever have. And the stuff that they given to us are literally just uh I guess proofread copies of what they got. Example, we just now getting the iPhone 17. They probably got the iPhone 40 that has probably 4 cameras or one damn camera that lets you see up to X20 or some shit. Now, these scientists apparently they discovered something called 0 point energy. And 0 point energy means like there would basically be no means for transportation. Now, if what I just said sounds absurd, remember this. And it literally goes hand in hand. If there were a group of people who aren't even from this planet and they can get around this planet, how would they do it if they don't even live on this planet? And they would use their own means of transportation, right? But their means of transportation are way different from ours. They don't have to stop at a gas pump or charging station. They use something else to get their transportation around. And that's what these scientists knew. And that's what these scientists are gone. Now, uh now apparently the government is about to tell us that aliens and whatnot are real, which it's not too far fetched to probably say that they aren't real because I think I heard that at some point in time, a president of ours sold us out to these people for technology. I can't remember which president it was, but it happened. Now, if I had to take a guess, I'd say that these aliens that they thinking about, they're in charge of a lot more than we think. Because as the saying goes, the people who are really in charge of shit, they not gonna show their face. So imagine if these people that are in charge that don't show their face, they are getting led around by somebody else who ain't even from this planet. So I got about a few seconds to go, so I'll just end it with this. If you can think it, do it. And the best way to do something is just do it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't put yourself down. Speak things into fruition. Manifest. Tell yourself that if nobody cares about me, I'm going to. Because there's literally nothing wrong with kissing your own ass. Ain't nobody else go do it. So you have to be the one to decide I am going to be the best version of myself. And I believe that I can do it. So I guess we could just go ahead and hit the outro. I am your host, Ignorant Ken, and this has been the return episode of the Ken Talks podcast. Yeah, that's right. We back. And any other news and whatnot? I'm dropping a single in a few weeks. I'm dropping an album this year. Uh I'm going to be streaming tonight on Twitch. So if you're hearing this, I am going to be streaming tonight. And oh yeah, shout out Bryce too. He pretty cool. He on my TikTok. He a follower of mine. Shout out Bryce. Shout out DJ Booger, aka CD. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the podcast right about in a few seconds. 3, 2, 1, later.